Last of Us Part 1, we witnessed the most beautiful story about love. Love that we didn't think could ever happen. Love that felt inevitable from the very beginning. It felt so natural the way it was being told, with the pacing being beautifully written in a very realistic way that worked extremely well with the great set of characters we were given. The characters were very well fleshed out, highlighting their complexity and their backstories, which made their relationships work in a very natural way, giving the audience the ability to relate and understand their emotions and feelings. This gave Joel and Ellie and their relationship a very life perspective, almost as if they were real. What I love most about The Last of Us is that the story was actually really simple. Joel, a single father that lost his only daughter and person that he truly loved in his life. 20 years later, now a broken man that's still healing. Ellie, a 14-year-old girl that grows up in an apocalypse without a mother or a father. The closest thing to a parent is Marlene, her mom's friend. Joel is simply tasked to bring a random girl that he cares little to nothing about and is treating her as cargo. The end goal? Lots of guns. Where the complexity takes place are with the characters and their relationships. As Joel goes on this journey to deliver this cargo, we see them quite cold towards each other, simply treating this as a job and nothing more. This all changes when we find out that Ellie is actually immune. Tess takes the job much more seriously and ends up getting bitten and is soon forced to sacrifice her life. Tess makes him promise to get her to Tommy's. This changes the tone and relationship between Ellie and Joel, as now we see Ellie care for Tess and feels bad for Joel as she's the reason all of this happened in the first place. Joel, now with a slight resentment towards Ellie for Tess's death and also tasked with taking extra care for Ellie to honor his promise to Tess, continues the journey with Ellie to finish the mission. Throughout their journey, their bond slowly gets stronger as with each task they are faced with more risky and deadly consequences. Joel is eventually forced to rely more on Ellie as they get into more near-death situations, and he begins to trust Ellie more with his life. Depending on each other throughout the journey, they can't help but care more and more about each other, and we soon start to see them become even closer. Things take a bitter turn when Ellie is asked to go with Tommy instead of Joel, and she and Joel have an exchange of words. Ellie brings up Joel's past and opens up that she cares for Joel and doesn't want him to leave her as she'll just feel more scared. Things end badly between them. Joel, now rather angry at Ellie, begins to understand her, and as he calms down, he decides to finish the job and continue the journey together. As the players, we see their relationship slowly start to evolve and become stronger. Joel relies heavily on Ellie later as he gets injured, and Ellie ends up taking care of him. As things progress very badly for them, Joel is eventually tasked to rescue Ellie from a very deadly situation. And we eventually see a beautiful scene where they finally embrace each other as father and daughter. Ellie has finally been able to help Joel move on from his daughter's death after 20 years, and Joel soon starts to open up again for who he really cares about and starts caring for Ellie as if she was his own. Throughout the game, the constant focal point are these two main characters and their bond growing much stronger. My point being, the relationship they develop is what the players notice and care most about the game. These two characters that originally disliked each other, a mission with the simple end goal of getting more guns, has now turned into the most beautiful father-daughter relationship story, and the whole story felt so natural and was so perfectly driven as the writers focused on what the players would end up caring most about the video game, Ellie and Joel and the growth of their relationship.